not totally ready. I had made a statement that I had inscribed my initials on the 7th riser down on the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and I had put out NAH, which are my initials. But I wanted to draw out, because on type it's NAH, and that's not what it looks like. What I scratched in to the Leaning Tower of Pisa is that right there. That's NAH, not as I had to type, not NAH looking like that. So I made a check. I told people to go check, because I'm not lying. I did put it there. I haven't lied on video yet. And that is the NAH that I had to put in type in the chat. But this right here is how it looks when I inscribed it with my knife and I was scratching it in. It looked like this. It was NAH. Pre-Van Halen, might I say, because it was 1973, 74. And we all know the Van Halen, the big Van Halen thingy. But I did mine. It looks similar to Van Halen. And it is on record, because if you go to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, it's there. And it looks semi Van Halen-ish. But I did it before Van Halen. And it is there in this form, not in this form. And that is the correction I want to make, because, again, I can't type in this. And if anyone were to go there and look, they would say, Neil, you're lying, because they would be looking for NAH, because that's what I typed in, because that's all I could type in, when in actuality, this is what you're looking for clarification. And it is there. 7th riser down, top, 7th step down on the riser, top, inside towards the center of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's about yay big. I ruined my knife on it. But that was the clarification. And no one has to be here for this live chat. It was just a quick clarification. And also, I was in Rome, obviously, stayed there for 6 weeks. That's where that happened. And also, me and my brother played in the Colosseum, because it was at that time a trash dump and no one cared about tourism at all. So I had a unique experience there as well. Again, early 70s. You guys have a nice day. I'm going to end this. Have a good one. Oh, hey, what's up, Thuran? Yeah, I was just doing a clarification. I was fixing to end it. Just a quick clarification, because I made a statement on Long Live Coins show about, and I'll pull it back out since you're here. I lived in Rome for 6 weeks in the early 70s, and I had stated I had inscribed or scratched in my initials on the 7th step down on the riser on the inside of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And I had typed in NAH, and NAH in computer chat looks like this, NAH. And if people are to go there and look for it, I actually did it like this, NAH, because I was only in 2nd grade and I was scratching it, and I didn't want to scratch in all of this. And if you look, that's a lot more to scratch in than if you combine the N and the H and you just draw a line and you bend the N and the H. It's a lot less to scratch in, and that's how I scratched in. So if you go to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, this is my initials on 7th riser from the top down, count down 7 steps. And I did that intentionally so I could tell the story when I got older. 7th step down on the riser, scratching like this, NAH. I had to type into the chat like this, NAH. That's not what it looks like. So again, this is clarification, because I know people, well, I don't know people well, but if people do go, I don't want them to think I'm lying, because I have not been videoed. I have not videotaped. I'm not stupid enough to videotape myself saying a lie. That's going to be videoed it's going to be here forever. So that's why I wanted to clarify. I don't lie. I have no reason to lie. I don't need to impress anyone. You see this? Does it look like I want to impress anybody? I don't care about impressing people. So I have no reason to lie. If you understand psychology of lying, it's to impress people. I didn't even comb my hair. I should, but I wanted to get the facts out. of the difference of the spelling in chat of NAH compared to what you will find if you go to Leaning Tower Pizza. But like I said, it was just going to be a quickie for clarification because I kind of figured someone might say I was a liar. So I wanted to throw this video out. Time and date now, it's recorded forever in history. So, and also I let you people know how serious I am about it. I don't lie. I have no reason to. I like everyone. I just met Thurand. Great guy. But I have no reason. I don't need to impress anybody. So, and the only reason you lie is to impress people. I understand it's natural. I saw a study where everyone lies every 15 minutes. It's a study. You go out and do a study, do research on study. People lie every 15 minutes. It's no big deal. I don't understand that. I was raised that soap will be put in my mouth if I lie. So I don't lie. I mean, something I say might not be factual, but I believe it to be true when I say it. But that's not technically a lie. I believe actually what I'm saying at the time. And if it turns out I was given false information and intentionally misled, yeah, you could consider that a lie, but that would be, thanks, ATM. That would be, someone intentionally led a lie by putting out false information, which is highly possible. It happens a lot. I do try and do deeper research. But when it comes to things that I've done in life, I don't have to research anything. I'll just tell you and give you the proof. And when I was in second grade, I knew I was going to be telling this story. So I did certain things because that's the kind of weirdo kid I was as a kid. I was like, no one else in my age group around me. So I read the Declaration of Independence and the signing of it and why the guy signed it. And that was like in first grade. That's when I found out about Thomas Jefferson. And ever since then, since first grade, I've signed my signature. And I don't care how many lines it is. I don't care how big the contract is. That is how big I sign my signature. And even at work, when I do safety sheets, I let everyone else sign first. And then I sign. It goes over 3 or 4 people's names because I learned in first grade that if you want to be remembered, be different. Thomas Jefferson was different out of the 54 guys that signed the Constitution of America, or the Declaration of Independence, because his name's bigger. It's the first one you see. It's about the only one you can recognize because it's so damn big. And I was like, you know how to leave a legacy? Well, don't be forgotten. Doesn't matter what you do, don't be forgotten. So I was like, in first grade, I was like, I'm signing everything big because who knows in 500 years what piece of paper I signed will be seen. And whatever piece of paper it is, whether it was my signing of my contract to the government to join the military, a social security card, whatever, a bill, it's always signed big. So if they find that in particular piece of information in historical digs in 300-400 years, they'll be like, who's this Neil Hahn? He signed his name big. He must have been somebody. So at that point in time, it makes me somebody because my legacy. And I knew that in second grade. And that's why I scratched my name in the Leaning Tower Pizza, because at that time in my life, I was big on leaving a legacy because I didn't know what I'd do in life. In second grade, no one does. First grade, no one does. But I was absorbing a lot of information. And one part of information I got was, if you want a longer lived legacy than your life, do things that'll outlive you. And we were in Rome. Leaning Tower Pizza was right there, and they had no guards. There was no chains around it. None of that stuff. It was before all that stuff. They didn't care. It wasn't a tourist attraction back then. And I mean, it might have been for the rich people, but it wasn't an advertised tourist attraction like it is today. A lot less even. But I was like, fuck, man, if I inscribe my name on that bitch, this city's using it as a tourist attraction. They're going to keep it for years. That means my name will be inscribed in there for years. To this day, I haven't made it back there. But as soon as I get back there, I'll go out there and I'll probably inscribe my name on the 8th riser down. But there's going to probably be a lot more people. And I also anticipated that as a child in second grade. I anticipated that in the future, there's going to be a lot more people because they didn't have security. They didn't have handrails. They didn't have nothing. Nothing. It was enter at your own risk back then. That's us. And we decided to go up. My mom and dad got up top. I held back. My brother went up. I dropped to my knees, pulled out my little knife, said, I was like, that's forever. Now I'm going to be remembered. So if they ever do remodel that thing, they'll be like, don't bother any of the inscriptions. And my initials will be there. They'll be like, who is this? And they're going to spend years trying to figure out what that NAH is, because it doesn't look like an NAH. They're going to look at this and they'll spend years going, what the hell is this and who is it? And they'll think I'm some 12th century dude or something, or however old the Leaning Tower piece is. And then they'll finally come to the recognition, no, it was just some second grader who lived there for a while who was a redneck. But anyhow, that's what this is about. I just wanted to clarify for that live stream, and it was Long Live Coins. I suggest everyone subscribe to Long Live Coins. He just did a great show with Aaron Burke on ancient coins, which I love watching and learning about. And that's when I made the statement. And again, this is just a clarification statement. And it's already gone too long. I've taken up too much of you guys' time. So I'll see you guys on Sunday. Thank you for stopping in. Have a great time. Thuran down there in Santa Cruz. And ATM, you guys have fun. James, you have fun. I'll talk to you guys later. End stream.